All right, now let's look at this last thing that we have to know in just the basics of sets, like sets and their description. And this is the idea of subsets. It's a very, very important idea. We love this idea so much. We love it so much. So what is a subset? You should really, really know this thing. Subset, point number one, when we work with a subset, we use this symbol. It looks like a less than or equal to. It says C, then you put a line, okay? It is a symbol that comes from less than or equal to, like that. Okay, so if you think of it like that, then you'd actually be able to know what a subset would actually mean. So here's the first thing. We say if A is a subset of B, then this means that every element, remember, you don't put this, it's just me showing you where it came from. Don't put the less than or equal to, put a C, then a line. Then every element of set A is also an element of set B. Okay, so put that. Every, we put that in caps. Every element of set A is also an element of set B. That is the definition of a subset. If A is a subset of B, then every element that is in A is going to also be in B. Here are the two situations that you could have for subsets. For the subsets creates two nice situations. Here's an example. We'll use what we call Venn diagrams. So it's just we are drawing our sets for you to see. This is going to be set B, and inside set B we will have small set A. Now let's say that you had set B being the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Then you have your set A being the odd numbers 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Okay, now if we say what is going to be set A would be 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. And what about set B? Is you put the same things, but 1, 3, and 5 are out. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 are out. So we would be left with 2, 4, 6, and 8. This is what you could have. This is the first situation where you would have. And then you could have another situation is when you have the set B, and in set B you have set A. And these guys will have A, B, and C. So in other words, if we were to put A in this case would be A, B, and C, the letters. And set B will be made up of A, B, and C. These two situations are true. In these two situations, we can say that A is a subset of B. Okay, and A is a subset of B here, and A is also a subset of B here. Because when we say A is a subset of B, we are simply saying everything in A is also going to be in B. If we come to this first situation, we will see that, okay, I'll do it like this. Let's see in the first situation. Let's look here. Without looking at the diagram, we can say that if I take a 1, it is in B. If I take 3, it is also in B. If I take 5, it is also in B. If I take 9, it is also in B. So A is a subset of B. But for this situation number 1, we can see that B is not a subset of A, because 2 is not in A. 4 is not in A, 6 is not in A, 8 is not. So we should be able to find at least one guy that is not in A. That means that B is not a subset of A in this situation. A is in B, but B is not in A. So what about for this second situation? Yes, A is a subset of B, because if I take A, it is also in B. If I take B, it is also in B. C, it is also in B. So A is a subset of B, because everything in A is also in B. But we can also say that B is a subset of A, because everything in B is also in A. So this is the second situation. So these two are the situations of subsets. Either A would be smaller than B and contained inside, or A and B would be exactly the same size. But in both situations, we know that in both situations, A is a subset of B for both. Okay, for the first one, A was a subset of B, but B was not a subset of A. For the second one, A was a subset of B, but B was also a subset of A. Now, this special situation where A is a subset of B and B is a subset of A, we call it equality of sets. This is the equality. Equality means these two guys are exactly the same. They are equal to one another. Okay? If A is a subset of B and B is a subset of A, then we can say that A is equal to B. Equality is a situation that we have in sets, in subsets. Okay, when A is a subset of B and B is a subset of A. Now, what about this other situation? It's not equality, but this, we call it A being a proper subset of B. If A is a proper subset of B, we now write it as to say this: A is a proper subset of B. This means that A is in B, but B is not a subset of A. And if you see this as an inequality sign, it just means A is less than B, which is true. A would be in B, but it has less things than what B actually has. And we'll write it just as a C to say A is a subset of B, a proper subset. To mean A is a subset of B, but B is not a subset of A. B has more things. Okay, it has everything that A has, but it has more things. So it is not a subset of A. Because if B was a subset of A, it would mean that everything in B is also in A. But this is not true. So we put subset, then we cancel. It means it's not a subset. All right? That's it.